We are the brothers of the Great Millstone, a branch here in Chicago. And first and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers that's doing this work with truth and sincerity, right? And to the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen nations, that have the appearance of the heathen nations. This is not a black-only thing. That is a false narrative pushed by Esau and even some Israelite camps using the sellout. Okay? And to the few walk off that are listening and learning, you want to say something more?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28 and 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Yeah, so first thing we're going to talk about is the title of the video, that the Iran war has backfired big time. Okay? It turns out that Trump, even though they try to tell you in the news now that there is no negotiations, there's no negotiations because Iran refused them. Trump, after he went over there and bombed a bunch of pictures, you saw that one, right? Iran painted decoys. They painted whatever. They painted fighter jets on the ground and painted tanks on the ground. And America and the Israeli, you know, the Israelites, they were bombing the paintings. And that shit, millions and millions of dollars wasted. Okay? And it turns out, I was watching, what's his name? George Galloway. And George Galloway has friends in Tel Aviv. He has people in Tel Aviv because it turns out if any Israelite citizen over there, you know, in that land is to send out images of what's going on over there, they get an automatic 5 years in jail. That's how bad they're trying to keep a cap on it, because Tel Aviv and whole different parts of Israel look like Gaza now. Okay? And because what happened was the Iranians missile attacks penetrated Israeli defenses and overwhelmed them, and so they missiles hit and hit and hit and hit. So the amount of death I can only imagine, because there's way more soldiers dead than what they claim to be as well. You can't hit all those American targets and then it only be 6 dead. But George Galloway, his friends, instead of broadcasting it, they sent it to him personally. And so he showed images, and it's not looking good for these people. So, make a long story short, the Trump administration, Pete Hegseth, Pete Hegseth, the leader of the Department of War Crimes, they looking pretty bad, man, because what's happening what's happening is that America asked for a ceasefire, and Iran said no, because you got to think about it. Iran didn't attack America. America attacked Iran twice, and both times they were in the middle of peace negotiations. So the world sees this, man. The world sees this, and it's just a very, very, extremely bad look, because what it's doing is that it's making nations not trust America. It's really making people turn on America. So you can see that Revelation 17 and 16. If somebody wants to grab it, anything else you got, I guess. Bring it out real quick.
It's Joel chapter 3 verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening. Because all these nations are now banded together. America is losing allies, it seems, almost daily now. Okay? And they're all, somebody can get Joel the 3rd chapter too. Because this is all really the doing of the Lord. Yahweh is drawing the nations to the valley of Jehoshaphat. so that he can judge them and set up this new government over this earth, the government of Yahushua, which is the tabernacle of David. Okay?
This Joel 3 and 2. It says, I will also gather all nations, and I will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
And that's where all this is taking place. Okay, read.
Yep, Yahushaphat, Yahweh's judgment. It said, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
Yeah. So it all comes down to the Lord is going to cleanse that land of all the heathen round about. Okay? For his people, for his actual chosen. Okay? Israel. Now you know it got real today because I actually wrote down notes. Okay? I wrote down notes because there's no way I would have remembered all this. But this is all information that I gathered between last night and this morning. Okay? So, we're still gonna bring out those scriptures because they just go right along with it. Saudis had a meeting with Russia and China. Now you have to remember, during this attack, when they were attacking Iran, okay, Iran kind of sits over here. United Arab Emirates sit right here, and Israel is way over here. Okay, the missiles that hit Saudi Arabia and Qatar came from over here, where Israel is. And everyone witnessed it. All right? It didn't come from up there where Iran was. It came from there. So the Israelis, in like fashion, they attacked Qatar. And the mainstream media is not talking about it. And the Saudis, they attacked the Saudis, and then no one's talking about it. It's like they're keeping it quiet. It's like, wait a minute, we're helping you, allow you to use our air bases, and helping you fight them. And then you attack because they're showing you their true nature because they want to get rid of all brown people. They want to make pale the Levant, all right, and make the Levant for the Israelites. Okay, so the Saudis called a meeting, and they invited Russia and China, and not America. America's very mad about this, all right, and that meeting was to trade for oil in their own currencies. All right? So China is dealing with Saudi Arabia, and Russia is dealing with Saudi Arabia now. So you can forget the whole, and after Israel bombed Saudi Arabia and Qatar, okay? And it says, and on top of that, Canada and India have just signed a treaty, a pact together. They're not allies. Now, wait a minute. Russia, China, and India are BRICS nations. Canada just signed on with India. Canada's right upstairs. Next door. Right? North is that way. Canada's not that far from Chicago. From you go to Michigan. Canada's not that far from, Canada's right up there. Okay? They just signed a treaty with India to do business with India. All this because of Trump being blackmailed by Bibi Milkowski. All right, and and now you see why it was a plan to get Trump in the office anyway, so that they can use Trump to usher in this, because Trump is he's on the side of his name not being, basically he don't want the videos to come out of him humping on underage girls. Right? So it says so they're doing trade now. Okay? So he came in the office thinking he was gonna bully Carney around. All right? And Carney was like, oh really, nigga? Okay. Hey, yo. He hooked up with them other dudes now, man. All right? So that bullying backfired. Okay? So now India gets 50% of its oil from the Saudis. Okay? You see how all this is working out? BRICS is taking over. All right? And that's what this war is about. This war is about two things. This is for the battle of who's going to get their technocracy going first. Because all of them want to bring in the chip. they all intend to bring on that insertable implant and then control the people eventually. Because even if Russia and China aren't talking that way right now, they will. And China kind of is already, because they already have that social credit score system in China, where if you say anything, they turn you out. Because you got a bunch of people that are homeless in China, and it's just punishment because they spoke up. They said something wrong, put out a post, sent a picture to America or something, and the Chinese like, oh, all right. So China's on that too. They own that technocracy. So guess what? The BRICS eventually, if they were to get in trouble, because it's not going to be a BRICS nation, it's not going to be a BRICS ruling the world. It's going to be the Tabernacle of David. All right. But if BRICS was to get control, they're going to do the same thing to the citizens of BRICS that America intends to do to its people. All right. But going back to that, it says, India gets 50% of its oil from the Saudi Arabians, and you best believe that Qatar is going to flip as well. All right. Especially after being bombed by Israel. They all were bombed by a so-called ally. Israel is nobody's ally.
They were trying to blame it on Iran. They were trying to say Iran did it.
They couldn't do it.
Right.
You couldn't do it. The missiles came from the west, right, and they come from the east. If they came from Iran, they would have had to come from northeast. They came from southwest. Okay? And now all these other smaller nations are getting there. So what you're seeing is a build-up to Revelation 17:16.
Revelation chapter 17 and verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, America, and shall make her desolate.
And those nations that were riding the beast nations, that's basically the NATO and the EU. And now they're breaking up because NATO and EU nations are now signing and doing deals with Saudis, Qatar, with India, with Canada, with Russia and China.
And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Right, so and that's exactly what's about to happen to the whore. This is the whore, right? And this information came mainly from Dave Hodges' video that I watched. And basically Dave Hodges said that food, water, guns, ammo, gold, and silver is what every American needs to be getting right now. Most Americans can't afford gold.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, the average American at this time, as a result of these fake wars, all right, or these wars that without congressional order, I mean, without being unlawfully done, we're actually naked up this modification. But 94,000 jobs were lost in almost a week's time.
Yeah.
94,000 more jobs were lost. Right? The markets are crashing. Everything's topsy-turvy, man. This is not looking good, man. And so Trump's so mad, he's fuming. He fired that damn cum dumpster, Christy Noma.
Yeah.
She got fired now.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's what I was thinking about.
And I'm surprised that they ain't went after Stephen Miller yet. But it'll be longer to get him because he's one of them little hats. So go ahead, brother.
But that was because I was thinking about what you said. I was thinking, what show did I see that on? That was Game of Thrones. But they were basically the Iron Bank, which is basically today as the IMF. They just bet on wars, these different proxy wars, and they say that it's not betting. They try to get the lie and the escape out of it, but they're betting on who's going to win, and they select who's going to win in these wars, man. Especially with these little small wars. It's just a bunch of madness where the citizens, they get caught up in it. You're expendable. Basically, anybody who's not of the elite is a pawn, and you can just be wiped off the board. But,
yeah, because you're exactly right. Because what happens is they'll fund both sides, and the reason they'll fund it because they know that this kingdom that's going to go down is going to get swallowed up by the next kingdom, which now has all these debts to pay back, because they gave him all this money for these wars. So that's what the brother was trying to explain. If you didn't get it, go ahead, brother.
It says, and burn her with fire. For the Most High hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled.
And and they all gave themselves over to the beast. All right, they drank the wine, okay, and followed the ways, and it brought them all to destruction. Okay. Now their daughters are walking around with the tight ass pants. You can see the camel toe. You know, you see there's nothing left to the imagination. You can see all their cheeks. Okay, they clapping and booty dropping. I mean, you go on YouTube, especially you go on TikTok and Instagram. That's all you're gonna see. All you're gonna see is booty clapping. All these women half naked. You know. That's all you're gonna see, man. Dropping it like it's hot, as if people want to see that.
As a matter of fact, it was
and there are a lot of people that want to see that. All right, but you know who doesn't want to see it? The fathers of these women.
Right.
Oh man, the brothers of these women, the uncles of these women. Who wants to go turn on something and see your niece clapping it like it's hot, dropping it like it's hot?
That was a TikTok video back in like 2021 when these different foreigners, from the Asian community to the Edom and Ishmael, they would bring their daughters to college, and they would it would be like all sound before they got to college. And that's funny, they actually did that. They would play the music and then they would drop it like it's hot. There was a viral video that was going. That was a trend.
Wow.
Hey, it's another thing. There's another video going viral right now. It's this nigga. He was sitting. There's a dude laying. He had the crib with his daughter and his other kids. She done brought home some Chick-fil-A or something, and she like, like that. Can I have some of your drink? He said, hell no. Why not? You just let me drink your drink all the time. That was before you went to college. You go to an HBCU, you can't drink off my shit unless you finna go buy me another one. Because everybody know that they go out there just to hoe, man.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
So basically, exactly. He said, "You not my baby girl no more."
Yeah, he said that was.
See,
He said that's
when
when
you had all
pure.
the different rods in your life.
That pussy know everything.
He said that's when you was pure. That's
Wow.
what he told him.
Wow. See, because it ain't like you just had one; you done had many, and that's the problem. And that's the juice that was drinking from Babylon. Babylon taught the Babylonian women taught the rest of the women of the world how to be whores. Okay, and women come over here, and men come over here, so they can get they broke wrists on. Because in a lot of countries, they'll throw a tire around you and pour gasoline on you. If you coming home with the broke wrist, they ain't with the Brokeback Mountain shit in a lot of places in the world, man. All right. Hey, that's why your man Shabba ranks. Shabba, because he spoke out against the Bhakti boys publicly.
So it's in the Bible.
Right, and so you notice his music career was cut short after that. You cannot speak the truth out loud in this place. You can't do it. You'll get cancer.
What's that girl? Pump it up. Pump it jam.
Her too.
She got cancer.
Yeah.
She spoke against it.
Yep. And that's a classic. Every track that broad made, man.
Heat.
That girl,
Her whole catalog. Heat.
that girl that MIA that made that song Paper Planes.
Oh, yeah.
She got canceled because she smoked out against the smart.
That's all it takes. We saw the Marine get his arm broke and keep saying his hand, it was his forearm.
Yeah, it was never.
That was his fault.
That's going to cause a lot of pushback.
That has already caused. That dude set it off, whether you realize it or not. You got a lot of very angry Marines, a lot of very angry servicemen, a lot of very angry military guys right now. All right, that are extra angry now. And the commandant of the Marine Corps, he's through. He has no respect. His Marines would not follow him in the battle. They would not listen. He's gonna have problems in the very near future, man. He might as well just resign, because it's gonna be, for him to just sit there and keep his head straight ahead while all that commotion was going on behind him. You best believe if somebody grab one of my men right now behind me, and I hear him back there screaming my name for help, I'm back there. And it ain't gonna be nice when I get back there either. I promise you. So for the commandant to be sitting there and allow that to happen, it ain't gonna go well. That's not gonna go well with Marines, man. Okay? Because I said it in my video, I say it now. Had that been when I was in the Marines, had that been any men from my unit, every officer in there would have got whooped. They'd have been coming to get us all out the brig. We'd have all been in the brig. And our commanding officer would have been coming down there to get us out. Because we'd have whooped everybody in there, man. All right? That wouldn't have happened. I promise you. Go ahead, bro.
This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. Matter of fact, I'll start at 14. 2nd Ezra 15:14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. For one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men.
And you best believe that sedition is coming, man. All right? And if you go and Google it right now,
Somebody Google it right now.
You're gonna see all kind of or if you went on the internet, went to YouTube or TikTok, whatever, it's all kind of soldiers on there.
Pissed off.
They fucking mad, bro.
Matter of fact, somebody Google sedition, just for the listeners. Whoever got it.
But go ahead, brother. No, look it up on social media. Just to see how many videos pop up. Go ahead, finish this.
Just give me a second.
That's what I'm talking about. I told him to go to you went to the internet. I said go to the social media and put it in. And that's what popped up. Okay?
Can you see it?
Details, bro. All right?
Oh, yeah.
And what
a little
did
closer.
you go? Was that Instagram or TikTok?
This TikTok.
Yeah, so that's TikTok. So if you go to Instagram, it's the same shit. If you go to YouTube, it's the same. That's the point that I'm trying to make. And the funny thing, most of these seditious type videos are white people.
Exactly.
It's mostly them. And so Jake is actually listening. We told Jake to stand down, don't get involved in this shit. And Edomites are mad that Jake not all riled up. No, this y'all fight. This y'all country. It ain't never been our country, right? According to you.
Right. It's funny, you got niggas saying that online, but you still got niggas that's involved.
Well, you might get some of them, diehard soldier, soldier boys, Jake soldiers, the former soldiers, they're still all diehard, But, it's funny, because you've heard me say it a many a time, man. The Lord did what he did with me, and he gave, so I got a lot of world experience, a lot of things. Our experience has seen a lot of things that a lot of men have never seen or done. And so that was my mission, so that I can use that to teach. All right? But I tell you right now, if I knew what I know now, back when I was that young, I would have never went to go serve this place, man.
Right.
There's no way I would have did it. All right? I wouldn't have went and put my ass on the line for this place that doesn't do anything for my people. Except set us up for failure. All right? And use us until we're not useful anymore.
Yeah.
Okay?
Trying to raise their time at the age of 70.
Work until you die.
Work till you die, man.
He sends you off to do some fucked up mission where they collect up your dog tags and say, we were never there. What the fuck you mean we were never there? Their platoon starts collecting everybody's dog tags and shit. All right? Because if they catch you or you get caught or die, they don't want to be able to read your dog tags and see who you are, where you from. Right. So they could just say that we weren't there, we had nothing to do with it. Or if they do, oh, well, he was acting on his own. Nigga, how did I act on my own? How did I get halfway around the world with all this equipment to go do some shit? Fuck you mean I was on my own?
My black ass.
That's right. How did I get all in these, pass all their security and then all up and fuck out of here, man? Go ahead, brother.
This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
And you can see that coming. You can smell it, man.
Wow, man. Wow,
All right. Once again, did you just run through those videos? Man. All right. Yeah. Do it again. Somebody just got on.
Yeah.
Go back
Is
to
that the definition?
Yeah, I got it.
It's okay.
You got it. Yeah, you got it. Go ahead. It says sedition. Sedition is the overt, often speech-based promotion of rebellion or insurrection against established government authority.
Right. So against established government authority. So I got an honest question. All right. So what happens when there's a law set for the citizens to follow and for the government to follow? And then the said government, established government, is no longer following the laws. Are the citizens supposed to continue to follow the laws too? See, and that's how a lot of Americans are feeling right now. A lot of people like, fuck it, I ain't paying no bills, I'm not paying taxes. A lot of people are on that now. And eventually that's gonna turn to pew 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 in each other in the streets. And the main people that are speaking this way are white people.
Exactly.
White Americans.
Exactly.
All right? You don't see a whole lot of black Americans talking like that. A lot of Hispanic Americans talking like that. The majority of the videos that I've seen, that I've heard, have been those of Edomites expressing that anger because they have the most to lose. They have the most to lose in this place because this place was really set up for Edomites. And it was really set up for Edomite men, not even Edomite women.
Exactly.
You know, they effed up and gave you freedom, and now that's backfired on them. Because we already know with their women, they got their freedom and got their $1 million condo. Who they got up in their condo boning them now?
Relax.
And it's usually not Brad. Okay?
It's Lamar.
Yeah, some dude named Jerome. Jamal. All right?
Slot. Go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 26, and I start at verse 26. It says, whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be shown before the whole congregation.
That's Amalek all day. And it actually the rest of Esau too. That's the Edomite government here in America. Read it again.
Proverbs 26 and 26. Whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be shown before the whole congregation.
So everybody can see that his hate and his deceit and his deception is being seen by everyone. All right? Just like, you know, the missiles that hit Qatar and Saudi Arabia from the wrong direction. Trying to blame it on the Iranians. Right? They've been, man, look, they've actually been sloppy since 9/11. Trying to continue to push that broken narrative, man. When the same, and it's amazing because I got a video I got to do a response to, because the things that this guy said, this Ishmaelite said was brilliant, because he was giving a true breakdown of how, you know, the Israelites, how they speak and how they are. When you present evidence, they just disregard the evidence. When you present the truth, they just label you as, you know, semantics. All right? It's like they just, when you, and then he said, and when you produce the video evidence, when you produce the visual evidence, and he said it in his accent, they're like Shaggy. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. And I was like, and I'm laughing, but he was on point though. I'm like, damn, I gotta. So I'm actually, Lord's will, I plan to use that clip of him in a lesson, because it's like you're looking at him, all right, and he's still like, it's not me. It's like, well, but that's you. You can, and everybody else in the room can see that it's him, and he still says, that's not him.
Right.
All right? And then the other people that are with him, they can see that it's him. It's not him. Right? Yeah. So this is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with someone, it's almost, you can't communicate with them. Because no matter how much evidence, how much proof you produce, it's never enough.
a deaf adder.
He's right.
I can hit you.
Right.
Proverbs 26 and 27. Whoso diggeth the pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth the stone, it will return upon him. And as the elder was going into, man, he's done all of these things. You know, he set all of these things into motion, with his plan being that Jake would be the ones that go out in the streets, march, do all of this dumb shit. But it turned back around. It's your own people, man.
Yeah, and they're the ones that's gonna set it off. And the joke we always talk about, how these preppers, they prep for when the zombies come, with this code word for niggas. When the inner cities for niggas and spiggers, when everything go black and there's no more food and water, and all the cars are just sitting there in parking lots for miles, and when all the people start just following the highways and the railways toward the lights in the suburbs, okay? Well, they're not the ones you got to worry about. You got to worry about your neighbors, man. So these Edomites are getting ready to pew each other, okay? They're getting ready to pew each other, man. And they're gonna pew each other and pew with the authorities. And all the niggas and spiggers that's gonna die, it's gonna be the dummies that got caught outside in the middle of the crossfire. All right, because you know niggas and spiggers is hard-headed. And so that when they say curfews and don't come outside, guess what niggas and spiggers are gonna be outside? And they gonna get caught right outside in the middle of the pews and the white folks. And the white folks gonna have no problem pew-pewing your crown ass. Because you were the one they really want to pew-pew in the first place.
They're going to stop pew-pewing each other.
Yeah, they'll stop pew-pewing each other to kill all y'all.
Time out.
Right?
I see a nigger.
Hey, they did that in Hurricane Katrina, man.
Yeah.
They were popping niggas off down there.
Yeah.
That was in 05?
Yeah.
I got to say, what kind of American are you?
Yeah.
Go right through there.
Yeah, and you notice too in that movie, the presidency kept coming on television, giving these false claims, like they were winning,
Right.
like everything was good,
Like right now.
and then he ended up dying like a bitch nigga in his own office by a bitch, by a nigga bitch. Nigga bitch put the final nail in his coffin, and they posed. He died right in the Oval Office. Makes you wonder, you know? Go ahead.
This Mark chapter 3, verse 24. If a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. It says, if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but hath an end.
Right, get what's that, Romans 15 and 4. All right, real quick, now that you read that.
This Romans 15 and 4. It says, for whatsoever thing were written aforetime were written for our learning.
So that scripture you read before that was written before time, all right? So that we would have understanding. And so when he tell you that a house divided it would definitely fall, that's what happened to Jacob.
Yep.
Okay? The northern kingdom split from the southern kingdom, and we failed. And we've been down ever since.
Right.
Okay? Ever since we split, okay, we warred against each other, on each other, and independently. And we completely failed as a people, to the point to where a nation as big as ours really is, the majority of us, they still don't know that. There's only a small remnant of us that actually, that know. Know the truth, because it's amazing how many takes that I've come across that actually know. I've heard Northern Kingdom people talking about the 12 tribes. Just random people. Okay, so that's a good part. Right, but it's all about the elect. Okay, so what are you doing about it? Are you trying to study to show yourself approved? So that your salvation, or are you just, that's cool, and then still going to, do ninja shit? What have you changed about your life? You still eating swine, you still eating crustaceans, whatever you call them. shit that crawl in the sea. Okay?
It says, I'm reading again. Romans 15:4. Whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
Right, and that's our hope, man. Have an understanding. Patience. Now, we've all been patiently waiting, all right? Some of us longer than others, right? But we've all been patiently waiting. Patience means to suffer. You know, we've been patiently waiting for these days to come, and finally they're here. They're finally here. We can see there's a finish line to this thing. Okay? Esau Edom is he's on a race. Okay? Cross country. And he's coming to the end of the road. Because you can only go so far because you're gonna run into either the Atlantic or the Pacific.
Exactly.
Right?
You can't pass.
Right, you're gonna either run into the Atlantic or the Pacific. So you know you can only race so far until you run out of road. Right? And Esau, like he's trying to run to make the train. Okay? You know, he's running, but it's that turn you can run, but you can't hide. Yeah. Like him, he can run, but you're gonna miss that train. Okay? And Jake, you know, you don't want to miss that train of salvation. Right? Once the elect is sealed, okay? Once the elect is sealed, man, and Apostle Hart said it not long ago on the video that he believes that the elect is sealed now. That's where everything is speeding up. Okay? And you know what? And I have to concur. Because this message that's going out far and long, and then even when you hear people say something that's ignorant as the black Hebrew Israelites, that still means you heard somewhat of the doctrine.
Yeah.
Right? And right. And what that also tells me, if you're saying that, then you never really, you know, because nobody teaches that well, let me correct myself. Anybody teaching that you gotta be black to make it. Okay? It's all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Everybody that's so-called black, not the same people. So it really has nothing to do with color. Okay? You literally have to be scattered to the four, you know what I mean? The Israelites were literally scattered to the four corners of the earth among all people. And I can understand what's so difficult about that. And if you got scattered among Edom, and you've been among Edom for 10 generations, nigga, you look like Edom, right? If you got scattered among Moab, and you've been among Moab for 10 generations, you look like Moab, all right? But your spirit don't let the world know that you a nigga, all right? How many people seen that clip of that chick, that Korean chick rapping on stage in English and in her language?
Yeah, I claim.
You seen her? She gone.
Yeah, I seen it.
Man, bro. Man, dude. She threw the fuck down, bro. And you can't tell me that ain't a ninja woman. She one of them Isaiah 16:4s all day long. Somebody read it. It's always somebody new listening. Okay. That's a Negro woman in an Asian package.
Yeah, and I seen the
Right?
the Asians got like you mentioned.
And the dude sitting on stage with her next to her.
Right.
Him too. I was like, they both was ninjas, but go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this is Isaiah 16:4. Let mine outcasts dwell with thee, Moab. Be thou a covert, meaning a covering.
A covering, be a covert to them. Go ahead.
To them from the face of the spoiler.
The spoiler was Esau Edom. Okay? So he hid, was that Judah?
Yep.
He hid Judites, so-called black people, among the Chinese, among the Japanese. All right? They there. Okay? Was that bro, man, I was like, damn, this a ninja woman right here.
Yeah.
And the way she was flowing back and forth between her language and English
Right.
It was like, damn. This
The other going into, they were showing Moab them doing them on breakdance like us.
Oh, yeah.
You can't make this up. You know what I'm saying? So all the moves that we did in the 90s, 80s, they over there breakdancing,
And they doing
all
it.
that.
Yeah.
Everything. That's what the elders talking about.
They keeping,
Right.
and guess what? That breakdancing.
Yeah.
For all you so-called rap niggas, that's real hip-hop.
Right. Yeah.
That's what hip-hop was all about.
right. This is what he's talking
It
about.
wasn't about this bullshit that y'all on that old
Everything that we've done, you know what I mean? They're doing.
real hip hop. All the I'm gonna tell you all the coaches attached to hip hop. The tagging, all that spray paint, the skateboard, all that was connected to hip hop, man. That was real hip hop, b-boys. All right, and I'm old enough to remember when you had the crew walking down the street, 10 of them, 15 of y'all, you got the boom box, and y'all roll up, they circle up, and they put the boom box, and you think these niggas about to scrap, and they start breakdancing. They be throwing the fuck down, jumping over the crowd and shit, all kind of. You like, damn, it was like a movie right there.
Right there.
And
All the time.
it was real right in front of your face.
Yeah.
That was normal right here in Chicago, man.
in Chicago.
All right? Okay? That happened right here on these streets. They would throw, they would have the cardboard. So the dude, they put down the cardboard, and guess what? There'd be a crowd of 50 people around.
Watching the show.
White folks throwing money. This happened right in front of us, man. All right? Do that again in front of the camera. Yeah, exactly.
And you can tell
Since you got them.
you can tell who's a he.
Yeah, how we go from 70 degrees? It was down to 70. Look, about 4 hours ago, it was almost 70 degrees.
It's like 30.
All right? I'm glad I did wear this jacket though. At least I got this.
Kept this in the truck.
Hey, but you can tell like with the dancing who's a heathen and who's actually Jake, man. And people, they spirit.
And you got some Jakes that can't come out that understanding, man.
At all.
Oh, but just because she can dance. Yes! Yes, the other nations cannot dance. They don't have salt, Jacob.
No rhythm.
We are the salt of the earth.
To be rhythmically.
That was our gift.
Yeah.
Okay?
This is a vibration. Any type of great vibration, Jake will be good at. Jake will be good at everything.
Anything physical, Jake's gonna dominate it. All right? When he's given a chance, so he's talking. I've seen the heathen man. Yeah, goofy shit.
But it's funny, niggas actually like that dance, and when niggas do it, they know how to turn it up.
Because they got the right. Say Jake. Jake gonna make anything look good, man.
That's true.
All right?
Dumbass dance.
Go ahead, brother. Bring out what you got.
Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 16. It says the portion of Jacob is not like them. He is the former of all things. Israel is the root of his inheritance.
Right. So the other nations are not like us. They're not lively. You know how the two women were talking about the babies. You know, the two midwives were ordered by the Pharaoh to put the male children to death and save only the female children. That also proves that the Egyptians understood that it's the men that forward your nation, not women, right? Okay, because you know, contrary to popular belief, you don't come from your mother, you come from your father.
That's right.
All right, your father puts you in your mother and you come out of her, but you came from your father. He shot you into your mother. Right?
Here's the term. You have a bun in the oven. You put the bun in the oven, it's just baking. You just in there.
He put that dough in there.
Yeah, exactly.
He put that batter in there. You understand?
Batter.
He put the batter in the oven. And now the oven, all the oven does is cook already, you know, the batter, which already has an identity and a race.
Because the oven doesn't determine if it's cookie batter, if there's garlic batter in there. It doesn't determine that. It just bakes it. Whatever that battery is where it comes from.
There you go. The most layman terms we could possibly give you. All right, you come from your father. What your father is, that's what you are.
That's right.
Okay, as simple as that.
Got breaking news report. Something is getting ready to happen. It says, White House blocks intelligence report warning of rising homeland terror.
Yeah, so you best believe, because they need focus off of Trump and these files.
Ain't gonna work.
All right, and then nothing they can do is going to make that go away because people keep talking about it.
Yep.
They're going to have to shut down the internet.
I was about to say that.
That's the only way to make this go away, because everyone knows. The matter of fact, the thumbnail on this video is called the Epstein Operation Epstein. That's the picture of the thumbnail on my very video, and then it's showing you the plane and the soldier dropping down. This whole war is Operation Epstein. All right, let's get the world to not talk about this anymore, and it ain't gonna work. This is always gonna be brought up.
Yeah.
And at the same time, everything's failing, so they bringing out their old bag of tricks. All right, then more than likely, and everyone keeps saying it. There must be 1,000 videos online of people saying that they see a false, you know what coming. Right? You got a wag the dog event coming, and these so-called white people are going to do it, and they're going to blame it on someone else. And more than likely, it's going to be somebody that's brown.
Exactly.
All right, it's going to be. They're going to have cyber. I always said the cyber attacks were full of shit. With lies, because they can just do whatever they want and then say, oh, well, it got hacked by this nation, it got hacked by those people. That's a sign that they don't have to provide, that's a crime, they don't have to provide any proof. They can change all kind of policy. It's the most convenient crime that there is, because you can change all kinds of policy, break all kinds of laws, all in the name of safety for something that you did yourself. And you just use your media control to say that somebody else did it. All right? And if you think that Americans aren't thinking the way that I just spoke, you out of your mind. They all know it now. Okay? What was the scripture read? Proverbs 20:26. When he said they're deceit, they hide their deceit, they hide their hate. You know? They hide their hate with policy.
Read it now?
Yeah, if you gotta read it, brother.
Proverbs 26:26.
There it is.
Whose hatred is covered by deceit,
There you go.
his wickedness shall be shewed before the whole congregation.
Right, like 911. Okay?
The moon landing.
You know, the third building that went down that never got hit with anything. Okay? All these things that they do and these crimes that they commit that they can conveniently blame on another people, another race, another country, okay? And then say that they did it in order to move forward with some sort of policy. And then that policy is going to do what? Take away more of your freedoms, all right? And move you closer to, and all this, and so the chaos has to happen now. It's inevitable, because the Third World War has begun, but it's not going to go full-blown burning arrows flying from one end of the earth to the other. It's not going to happen until they force people to take the micro C hill. All right, which is why I put out that order for every brother to watch War Machine. All right,
Piss me off.
man. So because it goes to show you, and the whole time you thinking it's just one. Because I was saying to myself, damn, ain't nobody came to help them. Well, now we know why. Everybody was fighting. Okay? So what, in a nutshell, they know, and they try to, make it alien robots, but they know that there's something coming from out there. That's right. All right? From the cosmos. They know that there's something coming to the earth. Okay? That's why Reagan gave that speech. And then Clinton also gave that speech. All right, how they're going to have to band together to get something from the outside our galaxy. Okay, and all that's going to happen where? In the Valley of Jehoshaphat. That's right. And that's what time we in. So before we get to that part, okay, before you get to the missiles flying from one end of the Chris, Golden Horde, the dumbass nigga. When there ain't no power, no lights on, but he running around breaking the stores, grabbing TVs and shit.
He Agent of Chaos.
He in the electronics department.
And it ain't no electricity.
Him and his homie, they got a big ass TV. And it's like, bro, ain't no lights, no power.
The nigga.
And it's gonna be a Judite. And then you gonna have and then that one dumbass Iscarite homie is with him. All right. Yeah. But it's gonna be mostly Judah dumbass.
Still a spark plug
right?
and shit.
Right. Radios and
rims and shit.
You know it's gonna be rims. A spark plug might be more popular.
He's running down the street with big ass speakers.
Trying to put this shit on your
This shit finna slam.
Ain't no gas.
Oh my God.
It's a parking lot because the cars just stopped. The EMP that went off. Everybody ran out of gas. You can't even drive down the street if you ain't got a off-road vehicle where you can go up on the sidewalk and on the hills. You can't even drive around because there's gonna be so many cars just sitting in the streets. Okay? All right? And there's gonna be some dumbass niggas stealing shit, running down the street with shit. All right?
And you could apply to be planetary protection officer or planetary defense officer. NASA.
Wow.
45K to 390K yearly. Now hiring.
Wow. Now hiring for planetary. Put it up to the camera.
That's what you get for fighting the Lord, huh?
Okay?
It's too bright.
The Lord will come back and be like, oh, you was top commander? You was a planetary defense, huh?
Planetary defense. So what that movie did, it also was propaganda to also pump up the military to make people want it because their numbers are so low. All right, so they want to get the youth charged up to go join the Marine Corps, to go join the Army, to go join the Air Force. And the problem is that this generation of youth, number one, they soft as fuck. Okay, they really are. I always call them the helmet generation. The guys who grew up in the '80s where people wore helmets on bikes. America been soft ever since. No, the niggas that grew up wearing helmets on bicycles. That's the soft generation, from that generation to now, collectively. Right? There's a few real ones here sprinkled in there, but for the most part, them generations are soft as fuck. All right, nigga, we climbed trees, went to the top of trees, fell out them motherfuckers. All right, got up and did it again. These niggas can't even ride a bike with a This nigga, get your ass up, man. Got a helmet, gloves on and shit. Right. Soft ass generation. Pops know what I'm talking about. Okay? And so these guys grew up aware of current events, and they don't want to go. They some of the main people at the protest with their little signs. All right, these dudes ain't going to fight for you. You're gonna have to force them. You're gonna have to draft them. Right? Then you're gonna have to deal with the he, she, they, him, them, those departments. How you gonna train somebody like that? You can't even call him private, whoever the fuck he is. My pronouns are he, she. Or what you gonna? It's like, what can I do with this? Get him the fuck out of here. I can't train this man.
Right, you don't know whether to give him a woman push-up
Right.
training or the man push-up training. You don't know what to do with this motherfucker.
It's like private day she he. Get over here. What the fuck, man? Go ahead, brother.
This is Jeremiah 51:30. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holes. Their might has failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken.
That's where we're headed, man. All right? They are forborne to fight. They don't want to fight, especially going to fight. And they know who the imperious oligarchs are that are controlling them and making them broke while they're making themselves extremely wealthy. While their country is is decreasing. And then these people got the nerves to make songs and videos singing about it. Okay? You know, you goyim go die for us. They don't want to do that. They're informed now.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
They're informed. It's like, no, you go send your sons and daughters to go. That's what that one Marine said. He said, you're chosen, right? Ain't God gonna protect you? Go fight for your own shit.
They said, "Yo, yeah, 'cause none of them go. None of them go."
No, because they were showing you all these soldiers in body bags and in caskets and shit of past and of lately. And then it shows you BB's son sitting on the beach in Miami.
Chilling.
Right?
Coked out.
Oh yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm sure he can have some of them passed around trafficking. Yeah, and all that shit too. Okay?
I've been seeing niggas say shit like, hey, why don't we just take it back to the old days and let the kings fight against each other, bro? Send that nigga Trump to fight against the whoever we want to fight.
Man, we done. We got right, because we already know. Yeah, we go whoop every. Yeah,
Celebrity death match.
yeah. So we have to do that. You know, they say, well, fuck you, me and you will get down. Whoever win, you know, I give you my scepter, you rule over my country, and I rule over yours. Man, we gonna be speaking all kind of languages. We definitely gonna be speaking Russian. Because I don't think there's no world leader out there gonna deal with me, man. You know, it's Sambo. Judo black belt, you know. I'm sure he got some boxing under his belt too. Yeah.
And he got Islam and Khabib as his bodyguard. Right. He ain't got a chance.
Right. Right. Khabib on his right. Islam on his left. Yeah, you ain't fucking with him. Okay? But they know. They are well aware, man. Somebody get the dragons of Arabia. Because what's going to happen with all these Arab nations and these Israelite and Edomite nations coming together, all right, to do these business deals, you can clearly see the build-up to the final showdown with Babylon, the Great. That's how you know it's not talking about ancient Babylon. Ancient Babylon at war right now. Okay? It ain't talking about them. Okay, you're listening to the military leaders talking about the fight for Armageddon. Yeah, well, you're actually right. But what you're really going to fight is what them that's why they got this interplanetary. And I imagine people who leave the regular military and join that.
That's even worse.
Because when you're in the military, you know, you can transfer to other branches.
Right.
All right, well, if you're in the Marines, you can go to any branch of service. All right, if you're in another branch of service, you still got to go to the Marine Corps. In case you didn't know that. That's how intense the training is. You could be an Army Ranger and to become and you can't transfer right to the Marine Corps unless you're E7 or above, or E6 or above. So you could be a Ranger or a Scout, but to be a Marine, you still got to go to boot camp. All right, a Marine can just leave the Marine Corps and go to any branch of service. Just to give you a breakdown of it, in case you didn't know that.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 29. It said, well, actually I started at 28. It says, behold, an horrible vision and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitudes of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the woods.
So we know that the Carmanians are the modern day Iranians. So they're going to join up to this battle, so they can't. Just this one scripture alone proves that they're not Babylon. For all you dumbasses out there that's trying to make them Babylon. No, this is talking about Babylon the Great, a different place, a new place. That's here. That all the world got drunk with. Okay, the great whore. Everyone got drunk with America. Okay? America wanted to party and bullshit all the time. Okay?
And with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
Mm-hmm. And that all this is going to go on in the Levant. Okay? And in the midst of this battle, because it's the small hats, somebody get the least of the flock should draw them out. They're the ones that's done this thing. All right? And so now, what's going to, unfortunately for them, all right, what's going to happen is that their result of what the things that they've been doing, is they're really getting ready to live the lie that they've been telling about being the victims. They really are about to be victimized by the whole world. But it ain't going to be them just saying it to get sympathy and to get wealth. They're really getting ready to get it now because the world is on to them. So they're actually endangering themselves with their own behaviors, putting them in this position, which is making them be hated. Okay?
Verse 31, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled, bled, and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them.
You can stop right there. Okay. That's the point. The point is that they're going to, the Babylon the Great is going to lose this battle, which is going to be fought mainly over there in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. But at the same time, everyone's going to fire the arrows at Babylon the Great. And none are going to miss. It's going to wipe Babylon the Great off the face of the map. Thus said the Bible. Okay? In 1 hour, all these 200 and almost 50 years of history, all erased in 1 hour. Okay? 1 hour. You smoke. Across the street.
Hey, you can't fault a brother for trying.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom, and his purpose that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them.
Yeah. So he's going to make their habitations desolate. Okay? That's exactly what's going to happen. And then in the midst of that, while this place is getting erased, while Babylon the Great is getting erased, while they're also losing the army from the north that went over there, anybody that joins the military now, bye Felicia. All right? You're not coming back, man. And I don't care if I only got an office job. Now, they're going to send everybody over there. Because when they run out of, in Saving Private Ryan, the one dude was a translator and worked in the office. The little coward dude. Yeah, they was like, no, nigga. You learn how to shoot your weapon at boot camp?
Yep.
Well, yes. Well, put your helmet on. You don't go. Yep. Right. And he was sitting there all safe behind at home base, nowhere near the battle, typing this shit. Okay? So he ain't gonna be able to type your way out of this, man. Because there's gonna be so many people dying, they're gonna keep needing soldiers. All right, so they're gonna start grabbing them office poles. That's what we call them in the Marine Corps. Pole, office pole. Right? Paper pushers, same thing. All right? You call them, they're gonna get all them paper pushers. Okay, you're gonna have to go out there with the grunts. Yep. Because guess what? You fired your weapon in boot camp. Come on. We gonna stick you with one of these grunts, and good luck to you. All right. Follow him. All right. Well, if he get down, you get down. Okay, dummy. If he get down, don't still be standing up. Okay. All right. But while that's happening, this place is gonna get cooked. Somebody get that, Peter. If somebody hold that get 2 Ezra 13 chapter, because in the midst of all that, the interplanetary military is gonna fuck around and find out. Okay? And it's funny that and why would you want to sign up for that? And they've already admitted that the things that are coming have technology and can move in ways that we can't even deal with. They've already admitted that. They can do movements without propulsion, hit speeds that are almost to the speed of light. Okay? It's faster than the speed of sound with no propulsion, no noise, no emissions, and stop on a dime to go in the other direction.
Yeah.
The same speed.
Right angle.
Exactly.
It ain't going to, it's going
Yeah, bing.
Right next to me.
Like a boxer that slipped your punch, turned the corner on your popcorn. Right. What's your girl? She.
Hey, how
Right.
you old, man? He just got him.
Okay. What's the other one there? Shashenko?
Oh, this is
That little broad got hands, boy, and feet too.
Boogie woman.
Okay? She did too. Boogie Woman wasn't no joke, boy. But go ahead, get that. Get the second Peter's first.
God, Second Peter chapter 3, you know, what verse we started?
I think 4. Let me see.
Oh, yeah, 7.
No. Making us hold on. The elements dissolve in front of the heat.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay, yeah. Go right, yeah.
God, this is second.
Starts a little bit above.
God, 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness. He is long suffering to us. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance, all Israel. It
Right,
says,
so giving the elect a time, that chance for the elect to be sealed. That's what that's really about. Go ahead, because he only wants the elect. Read.
Verse 10, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
So the heavens meaning the rulerships. All right, and this is the number one rulership in the earth right now. Okay, it's coming from here. Okay, read.
The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall
So
be
all the
dissolved.
works, we're looking at the works. You know, all these buildings and these trains and the tracks, the high-rise buildings, everything, the museums, okay, all of that.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Yeah. And so, and what's gonna melt the elements with fervent heat? What's gonna melt concrete, steel? All right. And when that happens, you got to think about it, man. We got underground piping for gas lines, electric lines. All right, all the gases from all the sewers. Okay, oil, all sort of flammable things. Okay, the power plants, the nuclear plants, all that's gonna blow up. Okay, Russia is probably gonna aim missiles at the middle of the lake. That's gonna cause half-mile-high tsunamis to roll in. It's just gonna be crazy, the amount of shit that happens, you know? All right, yeah, volcanoes are gonna go off. Man, this place really is going to be a desert. And while that happens, all that happens what? What in the midst of the third woe. And over there in Levant, where this fight is going on, how was I gonna show up? Because all the armies of the earth is going to be over there. So the Lord done checkmated y'all bitch asses. Yeah, it's checkmate. It's already written, man. Okay? So when the Lord shows up, what happens? Read.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, and verse 1. It says, and it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him.
Yep, so hold that. Where you at, Monarch? The other guy? Bring that out again. When they tremble, and then these guys are gonna come. looking, and they gonna look stupid. Flight of the Bumblebee on this bitch. Or the Flight of the Valkyrie, yeah. All right, Flight of the Valkyrie. That's that tune. And they're gonna get smoked. All right, right along with all the soldiers and all the F-15s and Phantoms and whatever the hell they got. Okay. When the Lord show up, go ahead.
Verse 4. And whosoever the voice went out, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice.
Right, and that's that death ray coming out of the Death Star. That's what it's talking about. Remember how the Death Star was found on planets? And that right. Because this ship, the Lord's ship's gonna be that big, man. And then we're not gonna talk about the thousands upon thousands of small ships with death rays coming out of their mouths too. Go ahead.
Like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
So that would be the interplanetary, whatever. What is it called again? Them and all the other branches of service from Babylon and from the heathen nations. Okay? The British Royal Marines, whatever the hell it is, man. All right? All of them. The Turkish troops. None of them gonna survive this, man.
But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven.
Yeah, that great. So just picture the Death Star, but greater. That's Yahweh. Right?
And I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight.
He's going to put the spirit on them to fight the same way he did with the Pharaoh and the Egyptians. Okay? The same way he did with the Pharaoh and the Egyptians. He's going to put the spirit on them to fight, even though they're afraid. All right? Because ain't no way in the world the Lord would have had to put the spirit on me to make me ride my chariot down into that wall. Fucking skyscraper high, walls of water. And I'm going to ride down into that shit. I'm trying to trick somebody. Right. Right.
Verse 9, and lo, he saw the violence of the multitude that came. He neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests.
So that's going to be the end, because he tells you there's none left but dust. Right? Somebody, we're gonna get one last scripture. Get Zechariah 5:1-5. Okay? This is it, man. We're there. We are actually here, man. Okay?
The book of Zechariah, chapter 5 and verse 1. Turned and lifted up mine eyes. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 5 and verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying robe. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying robe. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For every one that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it. Every one that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side according to it.
Right, so the curse that go off over the whole earth is going to be when those things show, just like in War Machine. All right, because those things, they spread over the whole earth, man. And unlike in that movie, ain't no way to defeat them. All right, every machine has its breaking point. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You're not messing with this heavenly technology, man. All right? You're not messing with what the Lord has to come here. You know, those ships and things that are going to come here. They don't break down, they don't crash, and they're not collected. You know, they don't have some dead aliens at Area 51 and a bunch of technology. Okay? You don't have no predator weapons that you've collected. You know, all that bullshit. Esau always trying to write himself away out of his destiny. His destiny. He is the son of perdition who is going into destruction. Right? He is the wicked has been found out. Right? And he is the son of perdition, fitted for destruction, and there is no way out of it. It has got to happen. All right? Somebody read that, and then we're gonna wrap it. That was too weird for me. Too much like the door. Second Thessalonians 2. Yeah, the son of perdition. The brightness of his coming.
The Second Thessalonians 2 and 6. And now ye know what withholdeth.
No, go to the top first, get the son of perdition. Then jump down. Matter of fact, you would just read from 6 all the way to like 8. Just read through. Yeah.
Second Thessalonians 2 and 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, and by our gathering together unto him.
And then brethren is talking about kinfolk, according to the flesh, by the way. Not because we're in the same fraternity. Not because we're on the same hockey team. Okay? That's not what it's talking about. Go ahead.
That ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Hamashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
There it is, man. And so he's been revealed. The whole world knows that the Israelites are not the people of the Lord, man. Okay? That those fake Chosenites, they not the people, man. Everybody knows it. Okay? It's not just the Israelites that are talking about it. All right? The world is talking about it. Edom is putting them on blast. Ishmael is putting them on blast. Other Edomites, Edomite Christians are putting them on blast. Okay? This fraud is got to stop. All right? You can't keep collecting wealth and destroying people all based upon a lie forever, man. Go ahead.
Verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
Right? By calling yourself the Israelites. Right? By painting the images to be of the Lord in the Bible to be pale. Okay? You did that. Esau did that. Read.
Or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
There's an old video that came out years ago where this old white woman was giving a testimony to this younger Jake chick and telling her that we painted a fake image of ourselves, so that when you were worshiping that, you were really worshiping us. That's exactly what that is. Read.
Verse 5, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time.
Right, so in his time he will be revealed. And now it has happened, man. Go ahead.
For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
And so now we're at the time where this man is making his moves, and he's being prepared to be taken out of the way. All right, that's why so many of them are mad that they've lost their country. Okay, you know, they lost Becky 2 decades ago. To be honest, they lost Becky since the 90s. But now you can't lose my country and Becky. That's too much. All right, go ahead.
2 Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy.
And that's where we came in. The men of the Lord, the prophets. All right, because whether you want to accept it or not, the vibration of what's going on in the earth is because of us speaking this truth. All right, this is what caused the great awakening or the great noticing, as the heathen are calling it, when they're referring to Amalek and the Israelites. They call it the great noticing. The great noticing is going to be placed because of all the evidences in the scriptures that the men of the Lord has brought forth on the highways and byways since 2007. Go ahead. And it's about to be 2027. Okay, go ahead.
Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Which is why we read Zechariah 5 and 2 Ezra 13. Okay, this is just putting the icing on the cake, man. So it's just a matter of time, brothers. We just got to hold fast. All right? So with that, man, we're going to give all praises, all honor, and glory unto
Yahweh,
One Nasrallah,